Okay, today on why we recommend them, we're sitting down with Brian from Riverwalk Wealth. When it comes to financial planning and wealth management, most people aren't just looking for investment advice. They're looking for someone who they can genuinely trust with some of the biggest financial decisions in their life. And what stood out to us about Riverwalk Wealth is the history behind the business, the long-term relationships they've built in the community, and the way they focus on guiding people through different stages of life with clarity and confidence. So today we want to sit down with Brian and learn more about the story, what makes their approach different, and why so many local families continue to recommend them. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Miles.
Okay, so if someone's listening, watching this, let's just start with, what does your business do? Who do you help?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as you alluded to, Riverwalk Wealth has been around for just over 40 years in Newmarket. It was founded by Bill McTavish, and I work very closely with Bill's daughter, Julianne. And what we do is at the end of the day is help individuals and families understand and be more confident with their financial matters. So, whether it's investing for a specific goal, whether it's investing for retirement, whether it's looking at different risks that they have and, job loss, things like that, where insurance makes sense, or even estate planning. So it can be different for different individuals depending on the stage of life that they're at. Yeah. So, for example, this morning I met with a 25-year-old who is starting to save, started her own business, doesn't have typically someone who's working in a business somewhere as an employee would have benefits such as disability insurance, critical illness insurance. This individual, being self-employed, doesn't have these things. So it's one of the things we were looking at, how important it is if she was unable to do her job to have the support required or the finances in order to eliminate some of those risks. Then something like that works for her.
Yeah. What got you into, I guess, the industry and then led you to kind of be part of this business and, run it with Jules?
Yeah, so I started in the industry. I grew up in Sudbury, went to Laurentian University, graduated. I knew I wanted to get into the financial services industry. Actually, I worked in Banff during my third and fourth year university, or between my third and fourth year university. And one of the ladies I worked with at the time, she asked me, "What do you want your career to be?" And I said, "A financial advisor," really not knowing exactly what that was.
Yeah.
And so I got into the financial industry, started on the wholesale side. So worked with various fund companies throughout my years in the industry, started in 1998. And I met Bill. That's where I met Bill McTavish. He was one of my clients. And in 2017, Bill approached me. He was looking at retirement, was looking at succession planning, and asked me if I'd be interested in working with his clients. And that's how I got into this side of the business and working with individual investors. And it was a bit of a transition working with advisors who have more product knowledge, more tax knowledge and things like that. And then started to work with individual investors. And I had to sort of adapt the way that I communicated.
Yeah. So now we're 2017, we're like 6, 8, 9.
It's almost 9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So how is it now? You're like fully in it now.
No, it's fantastic. It's been a great transition.
Yeah.
A lot of referrals from existing clients, working with the next generation as well.
Yeah.
It's been great. I really enjoy it. You actually, on this side of the desk or this side of the business, I feel you see the rewards of working with individuals and having their, you start, some of them start really small and then having that grow and then being able to purchase their first house or being able to save for retirement or life milestones.
Yeah, you get to experience the a full, like, these cycles and these different milestones depending on when they come in, right? Like the 25-year-old that you met with now,
That's right.
you know, starting out, you know, lucky enough for him and her to get all those compounding years too, and then see where that grows and watch that build out, right? And see that journey.
Yeah, it's really interesting because there's all stages of life, right? So people who are approaching retirement, who are still saving, and then the decumulation phase where people who are now in retirement looking for the most tax efficient way to draw down their investments if they have an RSP, a TFSA, a non-registered account. And I mean, that's so there's a lot involved that people don't see or don't realize.
And that's the biggest cohort ever right now of that generation. That's like, okay, how do I extract the money efficiently to, you know, at these later years of my life?
Definitely. Nobody likes paying taxes. We'll pay our fair share, but if we don't have to pay more than that,
for sure,
or do it more in a tax efficient way, definitely.
What's something that you believe that you do differently? Maybe it's because you kind of approach it from different angles from your experience, but you know, what do you do differently than others?
I mean, there's a lot of great advisors out there. I think what I do is really take the time to understand the client's needs. It's as a certified financial planner as well, and a chartered financial analyst. I think that gives me a little bit more background or education to look at someone's whole planning, right? So again, combining the insurance, the investments, the estate. We work with local realtors. We work with local lawyers to put someone's will in place, make sure that their estate is done, again, the most tax efficient way possible and the less stress possible, right? For a lot of family members, executors who are left to deal with certain things. I think it's really taking the time to understand what those actual needs are, and just to even simplify and educate clients as to why we are doing certain things. I've had clients come from other advisors who maybe just didn't take the time.
They're just checking the box.
It's not that that's a bad style. Some clients like that, but exactly.
What's a common mistake people make kind of in your industry, right? You know, it's an important piece of everyone's life, right? What are some common mistakes that you see that, you know, you don't want people to make that are watching or listening?
I think some of it is chasing returns, right? Everybody likes to have those high returns, but those high returns don't last all the time. It's okay, if that fits into your risk profile and that's what you're comfortable with, that's okay. But a lot of people will invest in something they don't quite understand just because someone has told them about it, or they see it's done really well over a short period of time. Let's just jump in and do something like that. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see younger investors do, and I've done it in the past, right? I mean, so you sort of learn from your own mistakes when you were younger. It's having a more diversified, more balanced type portfolio, but also the insurance again is another component that you have to look at the whole picture. Not just let's put money here, let's put money there. Even the type of account that you're investing in, right? You may be paying taxes on investments that you don't have to. It could be in a TFSA, it could be in an RSP. Or you could be saving taxes by utilizing the first home savings account if you're a new investor, instead of having the money just sitting in your bank account for a deposit on a house. Utilizing the tools that are available could save you significant taxes.
That's why go talk to a pro like Brian. Like, it can save so much money when you're like, I'm investing, but it's like, well, you could be investing in a different vehicle like a TFSA, and it's a completely different thing, right? And so Reach out to Brian.
We've seen it. Some people are sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars in a bank account, not earning any interest, paying tax on what little interest that they are receiving when they don't have a TFSA. And even TFSA, I read all the time about people misusing TFSAs, right? Using them as a savings account, taking money in and out, and CRA reinforcing their rules and saying, no, that's not what it's used for. And, you've over contributed, you're going to pay penalties. So just things like that, using the right accounts for your goals.
Obviously the firm has a rich history locally, but what kind of things have you done to help build trust locally at a local level?
Yeah, so we partner with the city of Newmarket quite a bit. We sponsor the Pumpkin Parade annually. Julianne sits on the board for the Newmarket Food Pantry. I sit on the board for the Ontario Deafblind Foundation. But we're constantly trying to do things in the community, with clients as well. A lot of clients volunteer their time to different events. So these are things that we do as well.
What's something that people probably don't see behind the scenes, right? In your kind of industry category?
I think a lot of it is the continuing education, right? Just to get to where we are. We've had to take a lot of courses, a lot of registrations. And then once you're in, it doesn't stop there, right? There's required continuing education credits to maintain your licensing, maintain your credentials, and a lot of research that we do. We meet with fund managers, we meet with tax professionals, we meet with industry professionals to see where the opportunities are, where the risks are, what again, taxation changes, right? And we're not accountants, we're not filing people's income taxes, but at the same time, we want to be aware of what's available to provide the best, the most efficient after tax returns as well. But a lot of behind the scenes is education based, is reading a lot and keeping informed of what's happening.
Constantly have to be in it, right? Like constantly learning, constantly being tapped into all these kind of changes things. Like, I don't know when it came up, but the FSHA for first time home buyers, right? I was like, that's a big thing too. And if it's like people, you got to be aware of it, how it works, how to properly execute it too. And then as well be educating, clients that may have kids that are looking for their first time home, right?
Yeah, definitely. And even the rules change for the home buyers plan, right? So the repayment, the amount that you could take out. So if someone is looking to buy a house, they have these accounts. We definitely need to be aware of those changes.
Who do you think's the perfect fit for someone to come work with you?
We work realistically. We work with anyone who we enjoy working with, which is but ideally it's someone who's approaching retirement or has just retired and is looking for direction in terms of, again, that income planning, tax efficient income planning. But usually we work with families, right? So we'll work if someone's approaching retirement. Typically they have someone in their 20s, a child in their 20s who could also be saving for a house or needs help. So we'll work with the entire family, and it's different stages along the way. So eventually, it's the estate planning. So people have enough for their own lives, and right now it's very difficult, as you could imagine, for young people to buy a house. Right. So we're seeing a lot of older clients who are gifting money early to their grandkids or to their kids to help them with a down payment on a house. So these are things we will look at. We get a lot of questions, and we have to look at the map. What if you end up in long-term care and you need additional funds? That's not cheap, right? So we'll look at all the numbers and say, okay, well, I know you'd like to gift, but unfortunately, based on your numbers, this is the amount that you should be gifting rather than the larger amount that you had considered. Right?
Yeah.
Because you have to factor in the what ifs, and unfortunately, it does happen. A lot of people, have more expenses for health issues.
I think it's clear. It's like if you have money questions, right? Whatever stage that is, whether you're kind of at the beginning and just starting to build, or you're kind of at the end in retirement, or kind of looking how to flow money around, I think just having a conversation with you is going to drive a lot of clarity, right? Whether they do something with it or not, I think just having the opening conversation of, how do I do X, Y, Z, right? And I think more people should go for the opening conversation wherever they take with it, right?
That's right.
I think it's going to be way more beneficial than just not knowing. And even I'm sure that there's some people might feel like embarrassed because they're like, oh, I should know this.
Yeah.
You shouldn't know it. You shouldn't know it. Like, go to the professional. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, it would be great if everybody knew all this stuff. It does change.
Yeah.
And what we had learned in school, 35 years ago would be different now, but still, we're not taught in school. So it is just having a conversation, asking questions, both sides, asking questions, getting a better understanding, and then providing some feedback is definitely beneficial for everyone.
Yeah. What's next for the business as it continues on? Just do more with more people, more, better, faster. What's the plan for Riverwalk?
Yeah, I think that's the next generation. So Miley is working with us now. So Miley's Julianne's daughter, as you know. And my daughter started working with us this summer. She's a second year university student going into her third year, but has shown interest in the business. But there's also, we're looking to, if first and foremost, it's work with our existing clients and provide the best service that we can, improve the technology, which is always something that we continue to do, and then from there is expand with the next generation, bring on some younger advisors who can continue to grow the business with us.
Love it. I'm just thinking, so I have a 17-month-old baby right now, Grace said. Like, how do I get, $5,000 into account for him so he gets 100 years of compounding?
Yeah.
Like, what's the proper way to execute that?
Well, first of all, you should take advantage of the education savings plan if you haven't already. So if you put $2,500 a year, the government will give you $500 a year towards his education. Yeah. Right. So it's free money. Whenever there's free money,
take
including work benefits, there's matching programs at work, things like that. I always say take advantage of that first. Yeah. So definitely the RESP. And then if you had any additional money that you wanted to add, you could set up an in trust for account. And your name in trust for your son, and then have that grow into the future. When he's 18, you could have that transferred to a tax-free savings account in his name and continue to grow over the long run.
Can you pick the year he's allowed to take it? Or is it 18 and it's yours?
If you have a formal trust done up by a lawyer, then yes, you can. You can put that in there, the stipulation.
I'm just thinking, like, obviously that didn't happen for me, but if I turned 18, I'd be like, I want it all right now. And really the answer is you don't need it right now. Take it at 40 or 60.
If it's a large amount, a lot of investors will put together a formal trust where you're the trustee. There's trust. Yeah. The writing is the trustee has some wiggle room on when to pay out the proceeds of the trust. You could definitely do that. But if it's just a regular sort of in trust for account, then no, at 18, it's legally theirs. If they don't know about it, maybe you can hide it from them. But at 18, it is legal.
So, all right. I'll get the lawyers that we recommend and get them on and be like, how do
I? For sure. But it is a great idea. I'm seeing that more and more.
Yeah.
Where clients want to start, for their young children. You put your money, because the time horizon is so long.
Yeah, so many doubling
You're invested
years.
in a diversified portfolio of equities, an ETF, an index fund, or managed portfolio. Time is on your side.
Yeah,
that's how Warren Buffett became one of the most successful investors. Is because he lived so long.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't sell his investments. He continues to hold on to them.
Yeah, like if you look at like his net worth, it really didn't start to cook until like after 60. It was like then 65, 70, 75. That's when it was like the big number started to really double, and then it got crazy.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing.
This is just an interesting question for me is, so are you like watching for new companies that are going public just because you like you're in the world and stuff? I'm just thinking like SpaceX is going to be the new big and probably the biggest public company offering, right? Yeah. How do you think of like that? What do you think about SpaceX and going public? Do you think it's going to be, and this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice.
I mean, we don't recommend individual companies or stocks. Yeah. It's more diversified portfolios. There are some of the investment managers that we work with that are invested in SpaceX as a private company already. Yeah. So they've invested in Tesla when it was a private company. They've invested in Facebook when it was private. So there are those opportunities. It's a smaller portion of an overall portfolio.
Yeah.
SpaceX, I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you, but Elon Musk obviously has been very successful with a lot of his endeavors. I do believe that, in the long run, there may be a significant opportunity. Yeah. They have data centers in space. Yeah, exactly. Space travel. Yeah.
It's just like this new frontier that's like he's the captain of.
And then it'd probably be volatile, right?
Yeah.
It's not an investment it's not RBC. It's not a Canadian bank that pays a regular dividend.
Yeah,
very,
definitely
stable.
Not.
Exactly.
And I'm sure did everyone start coming to you guys and be like, NVIDIA?
Yeah, NVIDIA. I mean, sometimes, again, it's great. It's done extremely well.
Yeah.
But you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, for sure.
What if it doesn't work?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Everyone came to us with marijuana.
Yeah.
Right? I want to buy marijuana stocks. I want to buy Canopy. I want to put all my money in there, and those stocks are down 90%.
Yeah.
I started in 1998 in this industry, and it was just before the tech bubble. Yeah. Right? 98, 99. I know you're younger than I am.
Pets.com.
But pets.com, exactly. So, I'm because of that, I think, history sort of your historical experiences mold you and your way of thinking. Yeah. And I saw a lot of money, or I saw a lot of people lose a lot of money during that time period.
Nortel.
And exactly. and never make it back. Yeah. Right. So I think having a diversified
it's got to be a basket.
A basket. Yeah. And there are baskets for all types of risk profiles, right? If you're younger and you want to be more aggressive, or even older and you want to be more aggressive, that's okay as well.
Yeah.
But some people don't like risk at all. We offer GICs, right? Some people just want GICs. They can sleep at night. They don't have to worry about Iran or what's happening in the US or the USMCA that's coming up for renewal soon. Yeah. So, but everybody, again, it depends on the risk profile. We'll put together a portfolio that matches, what it's really ultimately it's the best return you can get for the amount of not losing sleep. Yeah. Right. So that's what we do.
Yeah. I think we got no money now because we just built a house, so it's all gone. But once we build past that, I want to split it up and have a Lisa account and have her just be the nice, safe one that grows in this. But I'm like the entrepreneur. I'm like, let's go.
That's right.
Let's give you the high risk one.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't pick individual stocks. Like you might as well go to the roulette table if you're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
What kind of experience do you hope people walk away from after working with you? Obviously you're there for the long term, right? Yeah. So you're going to be watching them grow, but what's the kind of feeling experience that your customers have, your clients have?
I think it's peace of mind. Really, they, come out, just feel better about their overall financial situation. And financial includes, just quality of life. Yeah. Sometimes I'm telling people you're saving too much.
Yeah.
Right? Like it sounds strange, or you're holding on to too much money. You should gift it to your kids, your grandkids. You should organize an annual trip and bring everybody and spend that money. Right. So it's not always about save more. Oftentimes it's about, it's quality of life, right? You just never know. So I've had clients and friends who passed away at a young age with a lot of money. Yeah. That you can't predict when that will happen, but it is it's a balancing act, right? It's really making sure that you don't forego too much today to save for the future. And, also you may not be able to enjoy it in the future because of health issues and things like that. So it really is, quality of life all along throughout your whole life.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. We're proud to recommend you. Anyone's watching, listening, you have any questions about on the money side, insurance side, anything in kind of that whole category industry, I would say reach out to Brian, just have a conversation and he'll lead you in the right direction.